Hello, you delay people. The Line 6 DL4 has been around for ages. I bought one in, oh my God, 2003 or 4. And so I had it. Years later, I sold it. It's been one of the longest running delays, especially digital multi-algorithm delays out there. Of course, the memory man and all the analog stuff, but that's not what we're talking about. Even though it was pretty outdated later on in terms of its technology, it always astonished me. This is a thing that has, or had, 32 kilohertz sampling with 16-bit. So you were quickly at the top level of dynamic range in terms of 16-bit, and the top end is garbled. I mean, the highest frequency you can paint with 32K is 16K. Of course, 16K we don't really hear well up there in its guitar. It's all in the mid-range, I get that. But that also means that at 16K, that waveform is a on and off. So that isn't a nice waveform. It's literally 2 points. So that means anything in the higher range had aliasing problems and all that stuff, yet nobody cared. Maybe that was the reason why it was so amazing. Now, with today's technology, maybe that's not a good idea to bring back those old sounds, unless you really know what made them sound that good and incorporate that. And Line 6 had that thing in their lineup for a long, long, long time, way past the helixes, and it was still around, and the HX effects, and it was still around, and the M13, M something, M5, M1, I don't know what they're called, M3, it was still around because people loved it. And then last year, bam, it was gone. And we all knew what was coming. This is what was coming. I was like, when I saw pictures, really? Isn't this just way too freaking big? Wasn't the DL4 way too big? Well, the pictures made it look that big, but it is considerably smaller. And it's still a big box. That's my hand. It is not as big as the original box. It's definitely narrower. In terms of the width, maybe similar because you have to have the foot switches spaced a certain way. But it's also ultra loaded with freaking features. So I'm trying to give you some of them. I will not be able to show you all of the features. It has, is it 16? I actually don't know. Should I count? I should count. It's 15. 15 algorithms, but 15 new ones. If you push this legacy button and it turns green, then you're on the 15 old ones. So this thing has a whopping...
It's 16.
It's not 16, Leslie. The bottom thing is a looper. That doesn't count.
Ah, I thought you just can't count.
Now, what do you mean you thought I just can't count? I know. You do this, and when you're done, you start over and you add. So 30 algorithms plus a looper. And so when you go to looper, this whole thing becomes a looper. I record a loop. Look, there's a loop. Which of course has record, overdub, play stop, play once, play halftime, play reverse. How does that work? Remembers the loop. Can even, on the back, right here, it's hard to see, with a micro SD card, record loops of any length, realistically, because it's, to put a 128 gig card in there if you wanted to. So, where were we? Yes, 30 algorithms, and when it's green, you're on the original algorithms, which they tried to match as closely possible to the original DL4. If you're hearing some zzz in the background, that's a fan, and I'm not turning it off. Screw you. That's part of the video now because it's freaking hot in here. My insides are melting. Again, it's candy. features. Yes, all the algorithms, double algorithms, but even more importantly, there are 15, reverbs built in, which are hidden. And you actually hold in this alt thing and now pick a reverb. Sometimes it turns bluish. So let's see. I'm thinking when it turns white or blue or whatever, that indicates that that is what is saved on the preset. I think. Let's look in the back. It's ridiculous. We have expression pedal input, which can also be foot switch 5 and 6. So if these four fitties are not enough for you, you can have 5 and 6. There is an XLR input for a dynamic mic with level. If it's too hot, this ring will be red. Dynamic mic, I mean, not that if I want to record acoustic guitar, I would have loved to have 48 volt for condenser, but come on. Mic input, if you wanted that, if you want to sing into it, all good. We have stereo input, stereo output. We have MIDI in and out, full size MIDI. We have USB-C as it should be. We have the micro SD card and 9 volt input. So that is already fully freaking loaded. MIDI, yes, full MIDI. MIDI clock, yes. Sync it to your sequencer, yes. 3 presets, no. 128 presets. 6 recordable on it. How are you going to do that? In the settings, where's the menu? We'll get to that. You can define that the tap foot switch switches between 2 banks. So you got ABC and DEF if you wanted that. Of course, in a live situation, maybe you don't need to tap. Maybe you have pre-recorded speeds for your presets, and that means the tap foot switch can function as a bank flippity-floppity, or use foot switch 5 or 6, which you can add in the expression input. Am I going to show you expression? No. This is already a seriously massive video. There are great videos out there already. Please watch them. Watch our Paul Hindmarsh video, who does stuff for Line 6. Great stuff. Of course, he was out on day 1 with this video. There's a great video from some guy, really small channel, but a great video where he's comparing his old sounds to the new sounds and really doing A/B. It's all out there. I personally stayed away from checking it out. I want to experience the algorithms with you for the first time. Now, how does it work? Well, Alt switches between the things. You hold it in, you've got the reverbs. And then the reverbs, anytime you hit Alt, these will affect reverb. So this is reverb mix. And then tweak, which is this, is different things for reverb, like pre-delay, condition, modulation depth, intensity, pre-delay, pitch modes, blah, blah, blah. This is reverb length. So it makes sense. If you know this, you can, by holding in Alt, control your reverb. I have I've got notes. I need notes. Notes. You can even change the routing. You can do delay into reverb, you can do reverb into delay, or in parallel where they don't affect each other at all. And you do that by hitting Alt and I think the tweeze. Yes, tweeze. I can't see it from over here. I've got to lean over. Or I just look on the screen in front of me, which would be so smart. But so smart is not what people say about this channel. You kind of need your little cheat sheet to find out what tweak and tweeze do, unless you just tweak and tweeze and find out what they do. It's physically impossible. There's no brain in the world that can actually memorize that. It doesn't exist. What tweak and tweeze do for 30 algorithms and 15 reverbs. It's not possible. So you can try, memorize it for your favorite ones. But this little cheat sheet is actually really neat to have. Maybe stash that under, over, or whatever. The looper can be configured to be a one-switch looper, in which case the tap will do your classic hit it to loop, hit it again to play or overdub, double tap for, and so on. Your typical, ditto kind of settings, if you wanted to control it that way. And actually, to get into a menu, I'll show you this now. It's pretty cool. You hit these two, bam, and now you're in the menu, showing you by this illuminating in a different color. And now each of these algorithms stands for a menu point, which of course you have to consult the manual for. And then you go in the manual, find out whatever this sets. And then by clicking this, the different colors indicate the setting. whether it's true bypass or not, whether there's, trails or not, whether there's the foot switches do this or that, whether tap does bank A, B, C, D, E, F or not. A pretty nifty way of doing it, but you need the manual, which of course is online. So now we stop talking and we play things and we react to them, and then this is a done video in about, I don't know, an hour. Most certainly, in terms of features, it's all there. I mean, they literally covered everything. Now let's look in terms of algorithms, if they actually covered everything. Did they cover all the basics, all the tape delay, all the digital delay, all the modulated analog delay? And then what? And then what is the question? Because I think this goes quite a bit into the and then what category, and I love that. Not necessarily for your blues band or your country slapbackies, which of course it has, but when you're in a studio and you're creating and you have this crazy octafuzz and you want to make it into a cello sound and just have it sitting there with phasey kind of filtery delays, it's all there. This is a guitar that is called a Panucci 59 inspired double cream thing. I'm going into the DL4 MkII mono. I'm going stereo into the UAFX Dream, which is look, it's green, but it's not fully green. What's that thing called? Oh, the Dream, it's a deluxe reverb. That's why, it's stereo. Let's start with checking out their presets, okay? Gonna go here, and here we go. Filtery. No idea what that is. How do I find out what that is? I think you can hold something and then tweak and then it's, but whatever. No, that's an analog delay with modulation. No filter. Multi-head something. How I'm immediately inspired. That is the only mark of a good product, whether it's a guitar, amp, or whatever in music. If you're inspired and you want to play and you're creating new shit, then it's good. It doesn't matter how much it is. It doesn't matter what the features are. If you want to make music, especially create something new, then it's good. Period. Don't even learn guitar, just do this. there's one thing I love, it's filter delays. It had me at preset C. We're starting. Let's start on the original ones. Green. And I'm actually going kind of centered here. Obviously, actually, in addition to just the normal tempo, oopsie, tempo, right here. You can also do subdivisions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And right here, by holding Alt, which is actually, middle finger, do this. Now I'm on quarter notes. I'm not. Now I should be. Okay, looking at my tab, that's correct. Then... perfect. Or shorter ones, we're doing dotted eighth. Is it dotted eighth? So that's how the subdivisions work. Let's get rid of all the foot switchy stuff. Now we can see a little bit better what's happening. And this is the tube echo, if I get this correct. Wait, there we go. Tube echo. Actually, it kind of starts on top, I think. So I think we need to start on top. Digital. Bass and treble. We move on, digital delay. I'm pretty sure you can handle this. With modulation. Modulation speed and depth, but we have to move on. We got 900 algorithms to cover. Echo platter, that's a typical, it's actually now a kind of stapley line 6 delay. But it seems to be going into like a basic setting here, so I gotta wiggle it a bit. And that's wound, flutter, and drive. So let's drive it. Stereo delays. Oh, guess what? They're stereo delays. With right delay time and right delay repeats. So maybe a bit drastic there. So individually set uppable left and right delay, and we move on. The ping pong. Reverse. Guess what? That goes in the other direction. So when you go to it, it kind of goes to a basic setting, which is kind of nice. Fun can be had. Dynamic delay, which is of course like 22.9-ish, 22.0, 22.9. That one, that Danish one. So as you play, nothing happens. It's called a ducking delay, and when you stop playing, what comes up? Auto volume echo. So far, not a single one has been mumpets, as they say. Hogwash. Dilly-dally. Not a single one has been something that I wouldn't want to use. This, most certainly I would want to use with a shit ton of repeats. Looper, all that works like this. You get the idea. Moving on to the true echo, which we had before. They're using that more for a slapbacky thing. Typical slapback lick, and then tape echo. Interestingly, not how many heads it has, but just bass and treble. Multi-header, here we go. So this is head 1 and 2. And head 3 and 4. I don't know how realistic tape echoey it is, whether it's really space echo or really EP34 or just a line 6y version of it that's not super tapish and lifelike and realistic. I don't give a shit. Okay, I have a real tape echo right there behind me. This is not that. But it doesn't have to be, because it's inspiring and it's got that tapey thing. If you A-B it, but who cares? I won't. Let's make music and not be bitchy about stuff. Sweep. Oh, I love that. I'm sorry, who needs a synthesizer when you can have this? I love that. And we've got sweep rate and sweep depth. Screw it. Perfect. Realistically, if you love analog delay and that's what you want, buy yourself an analog delay. They are differently alive than something like the DL4 MkII. You're getting the DL4 MkII for a different reason. Not to have a super mega cool analog delay. Is it good? Let's check it out. We got bass and treble. Look, I mean, it doesn't suck, but this is not why you get this. You can actually get real analog delays from jam pedals and smaller builders that are doing one thing, but they're doing that one thing extremely well. This is also in it, let's put it that way. Analog with modulation. Nice and lush. Doesn't blow me away, but not bad. Low res, that's always cool. See, this is why you get these things. Let's try something. Now we go to the new ones. Vintage digital. Now, these were all the old ones from almost 20 years ago, I think. So you expect Line 6 to have learned something in between and now give us their modern interpretation of whatever. You know, they can't change the green ones because that's what people want. Now they can be creative, add new stuff, add better versions of certain things, and most certainly give us some stuff that they haven't thought of, but maybe Chase Bliss has, like granular delays or shit that nobody thought you guys would want, but you're buying the crap out of it, and then they can now be inspired by that. Back then, there were no shimmer and, pitchy things, because also the old technology really didn't give you that. So let's see what we've got. Oh, bitrate and sampling quality. For certain situations, why not? Crisscross. It's a type of ping pong. So this is delay B. Love this. The creative possibilities are not endless, but pretty damn big. Euclidean delay. Step fill and rotate. It's like the Eventide Ultra tap. Freaking love it. Freaking love it. I don't care if it's crap what I'm doing. I'm coming up with ideas, and this is what this is an idea amplifier. That's what that is. That was crap. Wow. Okay, I love what was that? Euclidean delay. A dual delay. That feels like the stereo delay of the ping pong. Nothing new! Pitch echo. Okay. Pitch and pitch sense. Of course, the feedback every time pitches it again. If I could play ballerina, I would, but I cannot. Freaking love it for the once in a while situation. ADT, distortion deck. What? It's an automatic double tracker. I get it. So using a delay to double track. Like the Keeley 30 millisecond double tracker or the TC Electronic Mimic. It's built in. Don't need an extra box for that. Duct. Why not goosed? I mean, duct or dynamic, isn't that the same thing? It is. So now I gotta figure out what key we have. So this should be A. That should be A, good. And this is now the scale. That sounds like A minor. Let's make it easy. If you know what you're doing, and then you can get good stuff. Heliosphere, reverb, mix and decay, and modulation depth. Ah, there's a reverb only on the delay. That's interesting, not on the actual guitar. Love it! Transistor! Tape. We got heads again. headroom and wound flutter. And I guess Cosmos is space delay. They're just not saying it. Multipass, little Dallas multipass. Buy it for that alone, literally. That's way freaking awesome. Cool. Of course, what does it have? Tap pattern, and there's more patterns. What the crap? Freaking awesome. Adriatic is a modulation rate and modulation depth. A highly modulated analog thing. No, it's boring. Elephant Man, modulation depth and chorus vibrato. Sounds like one of those classic ones. Ridiculous. And we've got glitch, which of course that's something very new. Kind of a granular idea. Take something and then mangle it up and back and forth. And it's definitely out of the book of Joel Cortez Chase Bliss Company. They really just do this and people eat it up. And now, you've got a version of that in the DL4. So that's slice. Somewhere here we have drift. And somewhere there's shuffle. Nice slice. So, delay off. Push this. Go here. Reverb. Gotta push this, get the volume up. Room. That should be this room size. You have a 15 algorithm reverb in there. Let's not fool ourselves. This is not just a delay. Wow. Cool room. I mean. And then you've got pre-delay right here. Wait, I did this wrong. Always push the button. A bit of a twisty motion there. Okay, we're gonna move on to searchlights. No idea what that is with modulation, mix and depth. Make sure for later I'm actually putting the delay into reverb, which is how I like it. So tweeze all the way to the right is that. Moving on to the next reverb. Particle verb. Line 6, you're doing it. Double tank. Double spring reverb. Octo. Octave stuff in it. Remember, you can pair this with any of the delays. Yes, I'm going through all of them. You know, almost done. Tile. Roomy. Of course, if you wanted it bigger, do this. Whatever, something like this. Slapbacky reverb. Ducking. Guess what? It's not that much ducking. Plateau. Lower octave. This is reverb off. Okay. Cave. Plate. Ganymede. Hot Springs. It's a whole bunch of spring reverb. All or hall. Who wants that when you have cool ones? And glitch. Remember, you can combine any of those. So if you just wanted a typical, let's do this. Digital reverb, a digital delay. Some reverb, so we're gonna go and add the particle verb. One-handed is difficult. I'm done here. Let's see, give us the rest of the pedal again. Thank you. Negatives. Remembering all this, you're gonna have your favorites and you know how to operate those. Not knowing anything about the reverbs or where they are, I mean, secondary functions are a problem. Having to hold this in while you operate, it would have been nice if there had been a second clicky button to click reverb and unclick. So pretty much reverb control on and off instead of having to hold this. You know, you're in your practice room. The pedal is on the floor, so you have to hold your guitar with one hand or put it away or put it on your back. Usually you're operating it with one hand, and that here means holding this and doing what I had to do the whole time. Is it doable? Yes. Is it annoying? Yes. So having a reverb control on and off, because the reverbs aren't an afterthought. The reverbs aren't a nice little add-on. There's 15 kick-ass reverb algorithms on there, from your normal stuff to the overblown crazy ambient shit. This box can do your slapbacky country thing. It can be your little bit of a space for your rhythms. And it can be your ridiculous ambient machine. It can be a looper. This is, as I said, this is an inspiration machine. Some of them are your bread and butter delays, and that's fine. And then there are the ones that just go and take you and make you create parts. Whether or not you then create those parts with something else, delay-wise, it likely won't happen. You use this, but it's your starting point for new ideas. And I usually say that about the Strymons, and the Timeline has been one of the most musical, creative boxes that I know of, even though it's also very old by now. But what's in here, especially with the added reverbs, tweak and tweeze, yeah, give you loads of options. A little bit annoying, again, secondary functions and not knowing exactly what's behind them. So you really want this stashed on your pedal board, taped to the side, or always in your pocket or the back of the guitar or wherever. But then 2 banks, tappable, subdivisions, full MIDI functionality, 128 presets by MIDI, with MIDI, off MIDI, 5 and 6 foot switches if you wanted more presets right there, accessible, expression control. We haven't even looked at expression. This is fully freaking loaded. So how much is it? $299 and deliverable in 14 to 18 weeks. So this was batch 2. I got one from batch 2. Full disclosure, got one from batch 1, but the LED ring didn't light up green because the yellow LED wasn't working. So on the RGB was messed up. So it did all the colors except yellow, which means we couldn't do green because something like yellow and blue makes green or something like that. It was fully functional, but I couldn't show it to you because this was black and then black. No biggie. So I had to wait for delivery number 2, which is fine. And oh my God, am I keeping that thing? This is just fun. $299. I'm sorry. What are you waiting for? Okay? Ridiculonk. Is that a word? Leslie, is ridiculonk a word?
No.
No? Did I want to say redonkulous? I mean, it is ridiculonk. Yes, of course. My time's valuable, so I got paid to make this video. But I didn't get paid to have this much fun. Make of this what you want. Also, you heard it, so shut up. Links below. Please use them. That really helps me. Please also subscribe. My subscriber count is going down. I don't know why. So I don't know what's. I know I'm an idiot, but I mean I'll still show you the stuff. So why don't you want to subscribe? Subscribe. Animals at the end.
Just appear to me when I turn the knob.